Yo guys, alright, so I want to go over the new Twisted Fate crit changes real quick because I read in the patch notes that, if I had them here actually, so they added some crit scalings to some of his stuff, especially the pick a card. Some of the changes are really good and his win rates definitely went up as a result. So let's say the big one is definitely the auto attack reset on his W, pick a card. So there's actually a new top deck sort of mechanic where you can just trade really light and just top deck auto reset, and then you kind of just do your trades that way, right? There's a new way of doing it, and that's pretty good, right? It's pretty short trades in lane. If you're doing that, it's pretty strong. The issue here is, as you can see, I have crit items now. It makes no sense to actually build a crit TF. The reason for this is because the way they implemented the scaling on TF's W makes no sense in terms of crit. So I believe with crit damage, you deal 175% of your normal attack damage, right? And then IE, I believe, increases this further. However, if you look at the scaling with the cards cannot crit. So it converts your entire auto attack to magic damage and does not crit, but it increases your damage by the crit. The problem with this is that you actually end up dealing less damage. You're less incentivized to use your card the more crit chance you have. So I'm using an extreme example here. I have 100% crit chance. So let's say the most damage is the blue card, which is 57.5. All right, cool. So it's 609 damage, right? But look at what happens if I auto normally. It's literally more damage, right? So what's happening here? Like if I, so let's just wait for the next card because it only gets worse, right? If you think about it. Because the blue card is the highest damage card. If you use the blue card, if you use the gold card, it literally does 450. It's literally half of what the original one was, right? So there's no real justification for this. Like you shouldn't really be building, if you're going like an ADTF build, I see these like energized builds that people have been going for. And although it's cool to get a lot of damage off of one auto, it's actually very gold inefficient to be building crit. The only case where I could argue where it's reasonable is where, let's say you're legit only building maybe 20% crit. And then in which case, let's say you have 20% crit and you get 20% access of the additional damage. So let's say it's like a 3 to 5% or maybe 5 to 10% increase in your damage. And you might take that over a 20% chance of taking a crit. But when you get to even 40%, I think it's not really worth it anymore, right? Because your expected value of damage is just undertuned. Like the crit scaling is too ass for it to be useful, right? So what's the fix for this and what's the idea for this? If you want to go for like a true sort of AD version of TF, you'd probably just skip crit altogether, and then you would probably just go AD items that probably favor almost like fighters or like bruisers, right? So I think Trinity Force is a much better version of this. I'm actually just thinking about the items for the first time, but like any other AD items, even like Shojin would probably be better. Like Navari, maybe not, but like there's other items that would probably benefit from this more that allow TF to get more value out of this, because going crit, as you can see, just makes no sense, right? This would probably do more damage, to be honest with you. Like it's at least somewhat equal there, right? Anyways, just wanted to point that out. Hopefully Riot fixes that crit scaling portion, and yeah, that's it.